Hello, welcome everybody on this wonderful light day today in downtown Little Rock. My name is Bob Callens, and I'm the chair of the Beautification Committee for the Keep Little Rock Beautiful nonprofit organization. We are a group that tries to partner with other entities, organizations, and people in developing beautification projects, recycling projects, and litter projects. Today, in honor of John Nolan's park plan with the City of Little Rock, we are announcing a design competition for a major gateway feature to the City of Little Rock. John Nolan was a landscape architect that was hired by the city back in 1913. The Parkways, Little Rock Parkways Commission was the group that hired John Nolan, and in that commission was Charles Thompson, a famous architect, Rose from the Rose Law Firm, J.M. High School, who was the owner of the Arkansas Gazette, and later a state senator. So it was a very important event back in 1913, especially when Little Rock was really young and growing, and this park plan that John Nolan produced was a circle of greenways through the city of Little Rock. And he also came up with quite a few other really interesting ideas about the city of Little Rock. And today we have an exhibit in City Hall, between City Hall and the old fire station, on John Nolan that shows all the ideas and design concepts that he came up with back in 1913. And if you look at those ideas, they're just as relevant today as they are as they were then. With this idea of developing Capitol Avenue as a ceremonial boulevard, John Nolan, in his park plan, had suggested that there be a major activity generator on the eastern terminus of Capitol Avenue. And at the time, he made a recommendation that the old Choctaw train station might be that terminus for Capitol Avenue. Now, how he thought that was going to happen, I don't know, because the Choctaw train station was several blocks away. But his idea of terminating Capitol Avenue with a Capitol on one end and a major iconic termination at the other end was an idea that I caught on to back in 1987 when I was studying John Nolan and his work. And so I've been really interested in developing a major gateway welcoming feature to the city of Little Rock since the mid-'80s. And with this idea, I've had several meetings with people over the years, and with the development of the Studio Main, which is a design center here in downtown Little Rock that is put together by a lot of young designers, architects, landscape architects, and others that are looking at developing urban design projects for the Little Rock area and Arkansas. So I thought this would be a good partner in looking at developing this gateway piece to the city of Little Rock. And we're partnering also with Little Rock in this project. Next, I'll introduce to you James Myers, who's with the Studio Main, and he'll tell you a little bit about this design competition that we're announcing today. James?
Okay. As Bob said, I'm James Meyer. I'm with Studio Main. We're a public outreach and design center, and we've only been around for about a year or so, and we've had a real successful history in this year of working with the city, working with commissions like Keep Little Rock Beautiful, of forming partnerships, and really digging into what people want for their city, finding out in a public way of how to spread out and get ideas and get information and collect it together and share it. And so we were very excited a few months ago when Bob began speaking with us about doing something recognizing John Nolan in the 100-year anniversary of this plan. And as we kind of dug into it and we heard Bob speak about his work over the last 20 years of forming an icon for Little Rock on this edge, we got really excited. And it's amazing to see 100 years ago John Nolan had this plan, and it's forming a ceremonial boulevard with two very significant civic bookends. And so the question is right now Capitol Avenue ends on I-30. It's just kind of falls apart and there's nothing there, and it's a function of transportation. And so the inherent question is how do we build a structure that forms a gateway that makes somewhere important for the city of Little Rock, for all the folks who come on 30, for all the folks who live here? How can we create a presence that becomes a signifier of who we are and what we want and what we stand for? And so we're hoping through this open ideas competition that we can get those ideas and that kind of structure from all sorts of different folks. To get onto the specifics of the competition, we're dividing it into 3 different tiers. We'll have a professional, we'll have a student, and we'll have a public tier. Each one of those will have different award monies, and we'll kind of go more into that. We have a 6-week registration period that will end March 1st. After that, we will arrange a site visit and a series of meetings with the Hanger Hill Neighborhood Association, who are also closely aligned with this, and try and educate those who are involved in the competition about what all of the issues are, what all the ramifications are, and what they need to deal with. There's lots of transportation issues specifically with this site. If we look into the next 20, 30 years of planning, whether it's looking at MetroPlan, where they have light rail proposals, if we look at the Highway Department about the future of I-30, if you even look out further into the future with the potential for a rapid rail route from Dallas. So there's a lot happening right here. And so we've opened it up, and we just want people's ideas about what they can see here, what they can dream about. And, it's exciting. We're hoping in the middle of July we'll close the competition. We will have a juried portion at that part. We'll have city members there. We'll have significant persons from downtown. And then we'll have some design professionals who will come in. We will do a public unveiling of the finalists at Studio Main in August. And we'll have a public voting session then for 3 different prizes. And then in December, we'll have the announcement of the winner along with the celebration of the 100-year anniversary of the John Nolan Plan.
A jury of city leaders were given the task of applying the criteria outlined in the contest rules to pick the winners in this unique competition. They were able to view the entries at UALR's College of Engineering and Information Technology. Using state-of-the-art equipment available at the EIT Emerging Analytics Center, jurors were able to gain a 3D perspective on the designs that were submitted. Little Rock City Manager Bruce Moore, retired Dean of the School of Architecture Jeff Shannon, Jim McKenzie with MetroPlan, Head of the Downtown Partnership Sharon Priest, Studio Main's James Myers, owner of the Saul Allman Recycling Company Larry Allman, and landscape architect Bob Callens comprised the group that chose the plans best suited for this one-of-a-kind community contest.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to City Hall on this beautiful afternoon. The weather keeps cooperating with us, so I know we're all excited about that. But I want to thank you all for being here today for a very, very special, not only an announcement, but a presentation. The year 2013 is really significant because it marks 100 years since the first park plan for the city of Little Rock was designed in 1913 by the nationally esteemed John Nolan, a landscape architect educated at Harvard and from Boston, who was hired by the Parkways Association here in Little Rock to come up with a park master plan. And there have been several people who have followed his legacy in terms of the evolution of our park system here in the city. And that has led ultimately to a competition that we're all here to see who our big winners are, the Envision Little Rock 2013 Ideas Competition, to talk about how that plan that John Nolan created way back in 1913 can become a reality. I will tell you that this is a wonderful, wonderful example of partnership between the Keep Little Rock Beautiful Committee, Studio Main, a group of architects and landscape architects who have volunteered their time to beautify and help design our city in many, many different ways, and of course the city of Little Rock. And so the 3 of us have all come together today for the announcement of these awards.
All right, now for the fun part, the part that we have been waiting almost a year and 4 months to do. Again, thanks everybody for coming. First, I'd like to thank all of our sponsors. Bob Callens with Keep Little Rock Beautiful and the Keep Little Rock Beautiful Committee, Arkansas AIA, Arkansas ASLA, the City of Little Rock and their Parks and Recreation Department, as well as the Little Rock Convention and Visitors Bureau. Today we're going to be giving out 5 awards totaling $3,750. The first 3 awards, as the mayor noted on earlier, are sponsored by AIA Arkansas, and were decided by public voting that we held online and also at Studio Maine during our September 2nd Friday event a few months ago, in which we would like to thank MetroPlan for setting up the online voting, which ended up totaling over 1,500 votes from people all around Arkansas, so we were really excited about that. All right, the first public voting category is Establishing Connections, and this is awarded to the project which considers multimodal transportation, walkability, and reconnecting the east and west sides of Interstate 30. Also, this project was a look at how well it would integrate into existing transportation connections and even planning for future contingencies. And this award goes to Urban Greenway, which was designed by Chris Shepard, and I don't know if Chris is here. Oh, there he is. And this award was for $250, also sponsored by AIA. The second public voting category was Envisioning an Icon, and as the mayor said, this is awarded to the project that the public felt best created an iconic gateway that represented an identity for the city of Little Rock. And this award goes to Gateway by John Krug Jr., who is a sole practitioner architect from Fayetteville. The third public voting category is what we termed the wild card. And we described that as a category where anything pretty much goes. We were hoping that with this category we would end up with some pretty novel and innovative ideas for this area that would really think outside the box. This award goes to Agri-City by Maury Mitchell, but I think he's not available today. He sent me an email saying he probably wouldn't be here. But his project is in the hallway over there if you want to look at it. It's pretty interesting. Now, for the big awards. Bruce Morse he's city manager for Little Rock. We would like to thank him and the city of Little Rock for providing the funds for this portion of the award. Gretchen Hall with Little Rock Convention and Visitors Bureau for helping us out fund the student and public category of the award. Thank you both. All right, so the first award we're going to do for the professional category, which was funded by the city of Little Rock and is for $1,500. During the judging, the jury noted about this project that it is relatively simple but elegant, both aspirational but eminently doable. The design is well connected by pedestrian ways, public transit and roadways, is well thought out and completely within reason, and the final product is significant. The winner of this category is Gateway, designed by John Krug Jr., who just received a public award. It's right here. He is a sole practitioner architect from Northwest Arkansas, graduated from the University of Arkansas School of Architecture in 1989, and is originally from Batesville. So congratulations, John. And Bruce, do we have that? Oh, sorry. I had it backwards, that's mine. All right, congratulations, John. The second award is for the student and public category of the competition, and this is funded by the Little Rock Convention and Visitors Bureau, but handed out by Bruce Moore. It is also for $1,500, and the jury noted that this project provides a stunning and modern counterpoint to the state capitol and Capitol Avenue axis, and that if built as designed, will be iconic in the best sense of the word. Simplicity and elegance were also key values in this project. And again, this project is here. John's is the project right there, in case I didn't note that. And the winner is Silver Spire by Adele Vaughn and Mary Nell. who, if they want to come up here and receive their check.
And Gretchen has the real check, okay?
We'll figure it out. Adele and Mary are both third-year landscape architecture students at the University of Arkansas Fay Jones School of Architecture. And so we're really excited that a couple of young landscape architects were afforded the ability to participate in this competition and give us a really neat project. So thank you and congratulations, Mary and Adele. And now I'll hand it back over to Bruce, who will close for us.
Well, thank you all. I'm going to be brief because I know we have a reception in a few minutes or right after this. But one of the things I wanted to run up to my office because I have this one of my most cherished possessions, and I got this in a note back in 2005. It said, "Dear Bruce, I was rummaging through some old planning stuff and came across this recent report. Thought you might like it. It's not the original, but it's old in its own right. So it's not the Parks plan, but it was the 1930 plan that John Nolan did for the city. So it's something that I've cherished, and it's a pretty special document to me. Thank you to Bob and James and Melinda and everyone who worked on this to make this possible today. Also want to express my appreciation to Keep Little Rock Beautiful, Studio Maine, and the staff of the Parks and Recreation Department for their hard work. And also to everyone who submitted an entry into the competition. And most of all, congratulations to the two winners. As mentioned previously, John Nolan didn't operate in a vacuum. He was brought here by private citizens. This was the first time that community leaders had banded together to work in conjunction with the city. Previous to that, projects were either accomplished by the private sector or by the government. There was no sense of cooperation. A century later, however, Little Rock is a hub of civic engagement. When the city achieved the Kiplinger designation of being the #1 place to live, we started getting a lot of congratulatory messages. And what I told those people, and I still tell people, is that there are really two reasons that we were able to achieve that honor. The first is the hardworking city employees, who I proudly call colleagues. And the second reason is the citizens of this city who volunteer their time, their labor, their ideas, their excitement, and their commitment to improving Little Rock. Yes, today is a chance to commemorate the John Nolan Plan, to celebrate the completion of the Envision Little Rock competition, and to recognize the winners. But today is also an opportunity, an obligation, in fact, to recommit ourselves to the next 100 years of civic partnerships and improvements. Working together, we will invest our talents and envision a Little Rock that is limited only by our capacity to create and collaborate. So thank you again. Congratulations to our winners today. Most of all, thanks to everyone who participated in this great concept. We do have a reception right after, so thank you all for coming.